Well, hi guys, here we are. There's me, Gemma, but down there is Matthew Deighton. Matthew
I'll
Deighton.
do that like the Brady Bunch and look
Yeah.
up.
Matthew Deighton
Hello.
might be recognisable for many of you. He was in the band Mother Earth, and some of you may have seen him lurking around the outer edges of the stages with Oasis and the Paul Weller Band and many numerous other session musician things that he's done in his time. So, hello, Matthew.
Hello, Andy. Hello, Gemma. It is Gemma, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, hello, Gemma. Yeah.
So we're on here to have a bit of a talk with Matthew, because Matthew is one of the other people similar to Elliot Easton in that he's dropped me an email and said, "Can you copy these?" So would you like to tell us the story about your shoes and your chord shoes and all of that?
Yeah. Well, I suppose it's from just. I must have owned a pair of chord shoes years ago as a kid, right? My uncle, my dad, on my dad's side, he used to get a lot of his shoes made in. I can't think. It might have been. Is it Anello and David or one of those places? Some shop.
Hello, David. They used to do the Beatles boots.
Right. He got his gear there and other places, and he's well into his Italian stuff. So. We always got kind of good hand-me-down stuff from my Uncle John, and this is not a pair of cold shoes. We're just trying to find these suede shoes that we had. But the cold shoes, I had a pair years ago. Then I found a pair lurking in a particular shop in down in Bournemouth. I don't know, the 80s, you know, and everybody went.
Do you think they were over from the 70s? Had they been there? Do you think they've been left, or do you think they were just?
No, I think if I remember rightly, there were beach shops where we used to go down in Swanage in Dorset and that. There were beach shops, and you'd be able to get these cool shoes as well. Not in the quality that these are, but like just beach shoes, I suppose. It might have been a Mediterranean thing coming over to Dorset. I don't know. It's a terrible explanation. You did ask me to come up with something.
So where did you find the particular shoes? Is that where you think you found those particular shoes that you said you sent to me and say, could you copy these?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, because I'd actually seen, I think it was I got a bootleg of the Let It Be film, and I think Harrison's got a pair, and I know he mentioned it on his site. I think he's wearing a pair.
He does, doesn't he?
Yeah, and they've got some pairs in, who else had a pair? I think Danny Kerwin out of Fleetwood Mac. They were like, there were quite a few jumbo cool pairs. And all the sort of well-known sort of 60s bands, Small Faces, of course. This is going back to like 1980. They had jumble sales. So 1980, all the stuff's been kicked out is sort of the 60s and 70s stuff.
Yeah.
Me and my brother were like well into anything from then, and we'd get like real good suede jackets. I remember we had a psychedelic suede jacket for a while. It was like blue. It was like turquoise suede with gold buttons. It was clearly not from the 80s. And I had I think it was a Jaeger car coat. It's a coat to wear in the car, thin, and it was. Oh God, blimey, where's that gone? It's really nice.
I like the fact you're actually thinking, who's had that off me? I'm going to go and get it back.
Yeah, so many things went missing. But the day that I found those cold shoes, which might have been, I think it was a junk shop in Bournemouth, because I was on the lookout for them all the time. And that day, the same shop, I got a pair of Dunlop Amber Flash.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and they've gone as well. I don't know where they've gone. You might recognise these, actually. Those ones.
Hey.
We're scared to wear them outdoors. I mean, I know we're in the great indoors at the moment, and yeah, I'm sort of saving them for. Well, I'll save them for the next few months to come, and wear them wherever. If you get up early tomorrow, we thought it's not going to be possible. We said, but if you did, there's a camping shop, and I went, so? And he said, they've just uncovered an old warehouse of stuff, and they had. I got just unknown like Levi jackets, safari stuff, and Bryn Barklam, who's our Ammon player, because he was of a smaller size, just got all the lowest. Is it the lowest sort of rope cord and all the? And there was shoes. There were feeling ill. Thinking about it, we had about an hour to go through like a warehouse of like
thousands.
They even had capes from the 60s, like kind of 60s capes and everything. And the bloke was going, it was brilliant. He said, "Oh, they're quite." He said, "They're all out of fashion, of course." He said, "So we're just trying to get rid of them." We were like, you're just shaking. You think they're suddenly going to go, "Wait a minute, these are really rare." But the bloke just went, "Old stuff."
No idea.
It's all in the way of our camping gear, so I've got to put some tents in there. I'm like, but these are like Levi Big E's, and they even had a pair of jeans. I don't know if you remember UFO. I think they were called rope called UFO from the 70s. They had them. So I remember the gigs, but I remember the footwear more. Because I remember we played somewhere in Switzerland in a gym or in a sports arena, and the dressing rooms are like round the back, changing rooms. But just off to the side there was a room of sort of like sports mannequins in like I don't know what they were for, but for some kind of exhibition. But on their feet were some of the oldest, coolest trainers, like Adidas and can't think the other mate, Nike, and there was another mate we didn't know. And we were trying to take them off the mannequins, but they'd been nailed into they'd been nailed in from the bottom, so the sole just had a hole in it. But
how did it come around that you took over from Noel when he left in Oasis? How did that happen?
Because he said I'd be better at doing it than him, so
Brilliant.
No, it's just that that when I was working with Paul and Steve White and the White brothers, I'd finished work with Paul, and then I got a phone call. It was basically Alan White when they were whatever happened in Barcelona, I think it was, when Noel had gone up. It's brilliant. It was so good. They're such nice people. It's going 20 years ago, but I can't see there'd be any different. Noel was the one that I knew out of them mainly. So when I got the call, I thought, well, I know Noel out of it. And when I turned up, I said, "Where's Noel?" I said, "Well, he's the bloke that ain't here." But no, it's really good. It was, yeah. I mean, any old day, I can't wait to play live. None of us could. It's just in our blood, isn't it? It's something you've got to be at, haven't you? It's like going to see going to an art gallery even. You've got to actually see these things, or to be in the room is a totally different thing.
The real goal surely is got to be that you've got a shoe named after you now.
Well, look, see that, right? I took a picture of that and showed me Dad.
Yeah, God shoes, Deighton.
Yeah, I mean, I'm over the moon with these. These are just like, I love the kind of the mottled grip, that kind of thing. It's done proper. And the suede ones are in the other room, but they're gorgeous as well. I only mention those chocolate suede ones, because it's still, you just can't. It's like track one of an album. I can't get past track one yet. which are these.
We'll come back to track 2 another day.
Gorgeous. So, yeah, to have my family's name on it is quite mind-blowing, really. You know, an absolute treat.
I just wanted to tell you, which is what I mean, you had a quick conversation on the phone earlier, is just so people know as well, when Matt rang me and said, could you copy these, it's quite a hard process, because I don't know if you can't see on here, is that is just not cord, and then
Mm.
nothing, there's like layers of things, so that can be a shoe. Does that make
Yeah. So the cord is wrapped round a foam, is it? Around
exactly it. So there's card in there, like you would have on a shirt. There's different materials and inners, and they form a kind of a material that's like a ply. Can you imagine?
Yeah, I'd say.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's why getting a cord shoe done and you helping has been fantastic, because you had something where somebody could look inside and go, oh, I see, that's how I would put that together, because I need this, and this to make that. Whereas a leather shoe is just leather. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I never even thought of that, Andy. Always held on to them, and a couple of people I know said, why you got those? They look like croissants on your feet. I said, well, if I was to wear croissants, I'd wear these as croissants. They're the best croissants I've ever worn. But no,
I think that's a good place to end. The best croissant.
Yeah, shut up.
Matthew, I need to end this meeting so it stops the recording. Can we have a...
Yeah, thank you very much, Matt.